I'm thinking about a child who knows lots of words but doesn't always think about when it makes sense.
So this is obviously a child that's got a lot of item knowledge, but we know that item knowledge in and of itself is not sufficient to build a reading and writing process.
Right.
So maybe we need to think a little bit more about strategic activity. You know, and these are the mental activities that are initiated by the child, and they take place in his head. So it makes it a little difficult for us as teachers because we can't see what's going on up there, can we?
Rather than defining strategies as what the teacher does, these teachers understand that strategic activities represent the fast brain work that the learner calls up to solve problems when reading and writing. And teachers look for evidence of a child's strategic activities as they observe how the child works on text.
So let's think for a moment about what is it we can see. You know, let's talk about some behaviors that you're noticing when he's reading.
Right. Well, I have been observing and analyzing some of his behaviors.
And that's important.
Yes, and one of the things that I've noticed is that he doesn't always notice or stop when it's wrong.
Oh, so he's not monitoring.
Right.
Let's think about strategic activities initiated by children and some actions teachers can take to encourage those behaviors.
The food smelled good.
Try that again.
The food smelled delicious.
Check it and make sure you're right.
This child monitored. He showed that he knew something was wrong, and his teacher, knowing he could fix it, prompted him to try it again and check it, helping him learn to check on himself. Children must learn to search for information when reading. What would make sense? Does it look right? Can we say it that way?
Titch was little. His sister Mary and his bite bit.
Does that make sense?
No.
Why don't you try that again?
His sister Mary was a bit bigger.
The child was searching for visual information, and the teacher prompted him to also search for meaning. His search led to a self-correction. Let's see another example as a child monitors because something doesn't sound the way we would say it and searches for more information.
On Friday, Cookie ran into the closet before the door closed. There was clothes everywhere. That doesn't sound right. There were clothes everywhere.
You're making it sound right and make sense. Good for you.
So our ultimate goal really is to get him to do all of these things, to monitor, to cross-check, to search for further information, to discover new things for himself, and ultimately so he can self-correct and be able to solve new words that he's not seen before.
But because this is all happening inside a child's head, strategic activities are not something that we can explicitly teach him to do. A teacher's well-placed prompts can help a child to generate these actions on his own. How can teachers arrange opportunities for children to construct and use helpful strategic activities as they read and write? Let's listen to a few possibilities.
It's in familiar reading that he's pulling things together, that he's being given opportunities to find things for himself and do some monitoring and detecting and correcting of errors. And all of that independence on something that's easy is what really does contribute to meaning.
Maybe book selection
I agree.
can help to support that, the strategic activity, making sure that the books are not too easy or too challenging. There's some good problem solving going on.
And teachers can make the book accessible with a carefully planned introduction. It's important to orient children to the story or plot and make them familiar with any unusual names or language structures. Let's look at some examples.
This story is called Zach and Nate. Zach's mom goes to the hospital and comes home with a new baby brother, baby Nate. And Zach helps mom take care of him because Nate cries and cries and cries.
And this is a book about how scientists have studied how animals send messages with either sounds they make or with the way they move their bodies. Let's take a look at the cover. What kind of message do you think that dog on the cover is sending?
Do you know what they call frogs, what animal kingdom they are? They're not birds, are they?
No.
Are they insects?
No.
No, frogs are amphibians. Can you say amphibian? Amphibian. And that means that they
So, reading familiar books and new books with support provide many opportunities for children to build strategic processing systems. It is also important to check for evidence of strategic activities with individual children. With running records of text reading, teachers can record and analyze behaviors and monitor progress over time. It's not just about accurate reading. It's more about how children are learning how to solve problems. So, effective teachers provide massive opportunities for children to successfully read and write texts within their reach, so they will build up the networks in their brain to pick up information, work on that information, make decisions, and evaluate their responses. And teachers can extend reading and writing experiences in meaningful ways to support children as they continue to build their networks of decision-making.
All right, so what do you guys think about the end of the story? What do you think about Cookie?
Spectacular.
You thought it was spectacular?
Yeah.
What's going to happen, do you think?
He's gonna get into more mischief.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Do you think we could write Cookies Week Part 2?
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that be great?
These children have a reading and writing process underway. They are learning more every time they read books and write messages. And their teacher is encouraging them to take control of their own learning.